Good morning, Year 5. This is our subtraction review as promised. Go ahead and head up your book. The learning intention is I can use the column method to subtract with regrouping and across zeros. So I know you guys are totally comfortable with subtracting when there's no regrouping. So we're going to do a little refresher on how to regroup when subtracting and what to do when you come across a row of zeros. All right, you guys, so here's our first problem. This is the simplest type of problem that we can get. That's because all the digits on top are bigger than the ones directly below them. So if you remember that saying from class, more on top, no need to stop, well, that's exactly the case here. There are always more on top, so there's no need to stop in our subtraction. We can just go 9 take away 4 is 5. Come on, focus camera. There we go. 5 take away 2 is 3. 7 take away 6 is 1, and 4 take away 3 is 1. There was no need to stop throughout the process, no regrouping involved. Our answer, 1,135. However, you might get problems like this that do involve regrouping, and that's because at times there is more on the floor. See, 2 is on top and 5 is on the floor, so there's more on the floor. What do we do when there's more on the floor? More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Now here's the thing. When we say go next door, it's because the 2 isn't big enough. So the 2 has to run next door to the 4 and steal from the 4, or borrow if you prefer borrow. So let's try that process. We go next door to the 4 and we need to get 10 more. That's because the 4 is in the 10's place. So we steal a 10, leaving 3 10s here, and we give a 10 to the 2. 10 plus 2 makes 12. So the one that we always get goes in front of the digit we're giving it to. So we have 12. 12 take away 5 is 7. So now I can keep going. 3 take away 3 is nothing, 0. 3 take away 6. Again, I have more on the floor. So this 3 has got to go next door and get 10 more. 5 becomes a 4 because we're taking a 10 from it. And then we give it to the 3. 13. 13 take away 6, 7. 4 take away 4, nothing. I don't need to write my 0 here because now I realize that my final answer is just going to be 707. So when we need to regroup, remember you have to go next door and get 10 more. You're always stealing from the numbers on top. You never go next door to something on the bottom. Let's try another type of problem now. This is a more difficult type. That's because it has a lot of zeros. We just said if there's more on the floor, you have to go next door and get 10 more. Well, if there's a ton of zeros on top, there's definitely going to be more on the floor. But I can't go next door to a 0 and get 10 more because 0 is nothing. So let's see what we do. 0 take away 6. Can't do it. So I go next door, there's nothing. I go next door again, still nothing. I go next door again and I finally find someone who has something. So I'm going to get from the 7. The 7 turns into a 6, but I can't run straight back home to create my 10. I have to go through all these other stops that I made. So first I'm going to give the 10 here. Now what do I do? Well, I do the process again. I got to steal from this 10, turning it into a 9. And then I bring it to the next place over. Turns into a 10, but I'm still trying to get it here, so I got to steal again, turn it into a 9. And I stole again, so now I give it here, and I have a 10 finally. So now I can do 10 take away 6. That leaves me with 4. 9 take away 9, nothing. 9 take away 5, 4. 6 take away 2, 4. My answer, 4,404. And that makes sense because sometimes the habit some people have, they see a 0 and they're taking away 6 and they want to put a 6. No. Remember, you got to keep going next door so that you have more on the top. Let's try one more that has a lot of zeros like that. 30,000 take away 21,987. Okay, can't do 0 take away 7. Go next door, go next door, go next door. Still found nothing. Finally, I find something. Steal from the 3. The 3 turns to a 2, and I have to give it to the very next place over. So I'm going to keep bringing it next door until I finally get it over here.
cross it out, turns into a 9, goes here. Cross it out, turns into a 9, comes over here. Cross it out, turns into a 9, comes over here. Finally, I've reached where I wanted it to go. Here's the thing though, some of you say, well, the number's completely different. It's not. Now it says 29,990 and 10. If I add 10 to 990, I get another 1,000. So this is actually still 30,000 on top. I've just rearranged it so that I have enough in each place to subtract from the bottom. All right, so 10 take away 7. That leaves me with 3. 9 take away 8, 1. 9 take away 9, 0. 9 take away 1, 9.
It's 8, not 9. But I'm not filming it over. It's an 8. You know it's an 8. I know it's an 8. It's 8. But I'm going to keep saying 9 in the video. It's 8.
2 take away 2, nothing. I'm not going to write my 0 because it's the last place. So my answer, 9,013.